brisk autumn cold snap shows no sign of relief. Tomorrow's forecast indicates more of the same. Freezing rain, strong possibility.
Wow, is it ever cold out?
Then why didn't you come in?
I didn't.
Atmospheric conditions improve.
Show out already?
The low pressure area
Well, any good?
rapidly.
Oh, no, some dumb picture about this guy and this girl, and first they're gonna get married, and then they're not, and then they are again. So good about that. They just get them married right off like people really do, and then they would have more time for the shipwreck. We don't have the heater on in here.
Well, it makes it too warm.
Yeah, it's hard to study with that thing blazing away all the time.
Yeah, but it's freezing.
The colder it is, the easier it is to concentrate.
Yeah, it keeps you on the ball.
Stupid birds. Got more sense than any of us.
I've just about got it wrapped up here.
Birds head south. Rivers head south. Everything with any brains head south.
How about the fish?
Oh, they're as stupid as we are. They stay here and freeze their fins off.
$45.62. Pretty good for the day, huh?
Up to your elbows in snow, slush, and slipping and sliding and breaking your neck.
Yeah, but cold weather's good for business. Think of all the antifreeze we're going to sell, and tire chains and snow tires.
Who cares about business? What good is money when your nose is turning blue and your teeth are chattering so hard it shakes every bone in your body? What do you mean, 62 cents? I can only find... Oh.
How about when your fingers are freezing, you hit them against something?
It's getting late, Howie. You better hit the sack.
Okay, in a minute.
Think that's bad? How about me having to wait on all those customers out there? Here they are sitting in their nice warm cars, and I'm standing out there like a raw piece of frozen meat, listening to them tell me how cold it is.
Yeah, well, good night, Mr. Stott. All you have to do is turn off the light and lock the door.
Bright and early now, bright and early.
Yes, sir.
Good night. No.
Yeah, I know, but...
I'm not asking...
10 minutes! I'd settle for a crummy 10 uninterrupted minutes.
Me. I know I'm being unreasonable and...
No, you're not, no.
If we could just have one day together where we can be quiet and relaxed, even an afternoon, just an hour.
10 minutes?
It's not funny.
Oh, who's trying to be
I'm
funny?
Me.
Boy, we're in great shape, aren't we? We better get some time alone together.
Hey, Wes, don't forget, bright and early. Saturday's our big day, you know.
Okay, Mr. Stott.
Oh, I'll see you in a few minutes, Wes.
Oh, you go on and go to bed. Don't wait up for me.
Well, what about my homework? We haven't finished my algebra.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. Night, Irene.
Night, Howie.
Well, I'm trying to get him in the habit of doing his homework on Friday nights instead of waiting until... Honey, I don't know how or where or when, but we're going to have some time alone together.
To have. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. Go to bed freezing and wake up right smack in the middle of Indian summer.
Why, Virgil Dobson, what are you grinning at?
Well, I'm not grinning. I'm just thinking how young and pretty you look this morning. Pretty as a peach.
Alma Jean, make your daddy quit talking silly.
What, Mama?
Come on down here and lecture your daddy. He's talking silly again.
Quit talking silly, Daddy.
Well, I figure if I talk silly long enough, your mama may give me a big kiss.
Oh, Virgil. Alma Jean.
I'm busy, Mama.
Oh, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, Virgil. You shouldn't be giggling and carry on like some young girl.
Oh, that's what you are, Mother.
Oh, now, Virgil.
Just as young and pretty as a peach, in your brand new wash dress.
Mother, what are you doing?
I'm digging out some of your summer clothes. You'll roast in a thing like this today. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Just as soon as we finish breakfast and get the dishes done, I'm going to get right out there and plant the rest of those bulbs. I bet that earth is just as soft and warm as it is in the middle of June.
What time is it? How come you got... Where the heck is everybody?
Hi!
How come you guys let me sleep in so late?
I was going to wake you up time to go to work.
Yeah, but I got about a million things to do today. And how about breakfast?
Better hurry up. It's almost ready.
Didn't Tom make it home last night?
Sure, he's been up for a long time. Got his bed made and everything.
It must be noon.
Nope. 20 after 8.
Well, I got to get going. Oh, sorry.
Entree! Imagine me being up. Got my bed made, too. Shower's all ready for you. Plenty of hot water.
I don't have time.
Yes, sir. That old hot sun hit my bed this morning, and I just sprouted up like a new person. No, I was thinking about it last night. I've wasted too many years. I'm going to settle down and make up my mind where I'm going.
When you do, will you let me know so I can brush my teeth?
I'm sorry. Yep, got up early, got my job done, and it's going to be like that every day. I'm really going to start shaping up. Hey, wait a minute. You're going to ruin your teeth if you keep brushing them like that. You're going up, down, up, down, up, down. And you're supposed to go down, 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 down. I know. I've tried Wolf before. But this time, I really mean it. I'm even going to the lecture this morning. Now, you know, if a guy has guts enough to louse up his whole Saturday, especially on a day like this, for his own self-improvement, I mean, come on, world, what more do you want? What's the lecture about this week, do you know?
Russian political history of Scandinavia.
What?
Scandinavian history!
Look out, you're dripping.
Doggone, I'm in a hurry!
And here's something else good about the new me. I'm going to find a new, steady girl. Marry her, have some kids, and settle down to a good, sound, placid life without any problems. Just like you and Irene.
Doggone it, Tom, now you made me swallow the toothpaste. Now, will you butt out here and let me have 2 minutes alone, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Here we are. Now be careful. The platter is hot. You know, I've almost finished those curtains for Helen. Make a world of difference. They're dinette. Did I tell you that she and Ed fixed over that old dinette table? New Formica top, all trimmed in chrome. Ed did it all by himself. Thanks, dear.
Yeah. He'd better get outside and finish that garage while this good hot weather holds. Not going to be many more days like this.
I know. Oh, I hate to think of him selling that place. They've had so much fun fixing it up. Oh, do you want some more coffee, dear?
Here you are, honey. Well, that's talks about selling it, but I think he's going to have quite a time talking Helen into it.
She's got that place fixed just the way she wants it, and I'm glad. Oh, my. The poor thing never gets out of the house, and I think she deserves to have it just the way she wants it. Of course, she would like some stainless steel silverware.
And new plastic shower curtains and new foam rubber pillows.
Well, dear.
I know. Helen is my sister, and you are my parents. But it's just frightening to think that people you love are just blind to the injustices of the world, to man's inhumanity to man, to nations in crisis. You know, with the whole world about to destroy itself, there just isn't time to talk about property taxes and electric dishwashers and automatic this and babies and electric...
Well, I didn't say anything about babies.
Oh, Mother.
Well, honey, here we go again. Remember all the times that Helen called us a bunch of heartless, inhuman, cold-blooded reactionaries?
Dad, I'm not Helen. Helen is not me. We're two completely different individuals.
Yeah, I know, and it's too bad, too. You know, your mother and I could have made a small fortune off you two if you'd been Siamese twins.
Oh, honey, honestly, that's terrible.
Goodbye.
Now, wait a minute, dear. Don't go tearing out of the house without...
I'm not tearing out of the house. I'm going to lecture like I do every Saturday morning.
Oh. Well, fine, dear. Have fun.
I'm not doing it for fun. I'm doing it for credit.
I've told Wes that any time he wants to come into real estate with me, the door is wide open. The sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you, sir. Come back.
Nice day. Who cares about the weather when you're in business? Here I am all ready to sell antifreeze and tire chains that have to go and turn hot. Took in nearly $50 yesterday. I'll be lucky if I get 10 today.
Hi, Wes. Beautiful day, isn't it?
Yeah, excuse me, Mr. Stott.
Hot day is all right if you don't have to work. Everybody else can just take off when they want to. Go hunting, fishing, and swimming, while I have to stay here and wait on them hand and foot.
Well, I guess there are a lot worse ways of making a living. See you later, Houghton. Hey, Wes, how about you and me doing a little fishing this afternoon?
Yeah, sure.
How are you?
Hey, pretty revealing.
What are you doing here?
Just thought I'd see what the creeps do with their weekends. A head freaker would really have a field day with this one. These innocent little squares represent repression, depression, constriction, restriction.
And the result of wearing tight shoes.
Right, panic time. But knowing you, I'd say that it's nothing more than a floor plan for a $30,000 dream house, right? Hey, this little square down here looks a little like Wes.
You ought to meet my father. He's got a sense of humor, too.
No, I think I was right the first time. La Casa de Macaulay. See? Here's the living room, with all kinds of picture windows with a magnificent view of the picture windows of the house across the street. Don't get upset. I'll probably be living in the same kind of house, in the same kind of track, having babies, joining clubs, and paying bills for an automatic this and a push-button that.
Have you seen Wes this morning?
Have I seen him? We only sleep fat, ugly nose to fat, ugly nose 7 nights a week.
I mean, did he tell you to tell me something, a message or something?
No. Just the usual gibberish about how much he loves you and all that jazz. Always beating his gums about how he can't get you out of his mind no matter where he goes or what he does. The radiant vision of the soft, warm loveliness that is you is always before him. How he desperately longs for the touch of your cool, sweet hand upon his hot, furrowed brow. How he goes...
Oh, that's a cute dress. Nora Fitzgerald.
What is an intelligent girl like that doing in a place like this?
Good morning. Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hey, look, do you have a piece of tape? I think I got some.
I like him like this. Hello there, cockeyed world.
I like your dress.
Oh, thanks. I decided it was about time I got out of sweatshirts and jeans for a change. Here.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais ici?
I will see. You haven't suddenly started to apply yourself, have you?
Don't laugh.
Who's laughing?
No, I'm really going to start shaping up.
I like your hair that way.
Well, at least it's out of my way.
Besides, I don't have a choice. The whole world's passing me by.
You know, I woke up this morning and realized I was living in a rat's nest. About 15,000 unfinished paintings over there. And a record collection that is just completely out of hand. It's spread halfway into my closet where I used to keep my clothes.
Yeah, and there's just one long, narrow path to the record player.
Mm-hmm. But don't breathe too hard or you'll be buried under an avalanche of overdue library books and chunks of driftwood.
And broken tennis rackets and unpaid bills.
And clothes that went out of style 5 years ago.
And all those magazines and newspapers you were going to read someday.
And lost lipsticks and combs.
And keys you can never find.
Did you ever drink coffee out of a bud base? Doesn't even taste like coffee. Now, I must have at least 5 dozen unmatched coffee cups over there, and I couldn't even find one. So I cleaned the place up.
Me too. I was even up before Macaulay.
No, it took about 45 minutes.
Made my own bed, everything. Organized Oscar, that's me from now on. Oh, boy. Well, they were just put together with spit and a prayer anyway. How much do they cost? Okay, very funny, but
This is my nearsighted eye. The other one's just glass. I can see fine. You put them in with glasses today.
Surprisingly good turnout. Autograph it, please, and pass it along. On a day like this, I usually expect to wind up talking to myself. Every time I lecture in this room, I have to compete with that view. Pretty stupid of me to be lecturing on Swedish history, but I imagine everybody in this room would like to be out on that river, including me. Of course, guess I'm lucky not to be teaching American history to a bunch of Swedish students on a day like this. If any of them showed up in the first place, I'd have to lock the door and pull down the blinds in order to keep them here. If you don't believe me, just try teaching a class at Sweden's Royal University in Uppsala around April 30th. Don't be surprised when your whole class takes off. Not only the class, but the whole school. The whole downtown, for that matter, takes off for the top of a mountain, where it literally explodes in one of the loudest, happiest, wildest welcomes to spring you've ever heard in your life. And that's not just one town. That's the whole country. In fact, all of Scandinavia. I'd never seen anything like that before, not even in my own native Hungary. You talk about spring fever over here, but over there, it really is a fever.
Okay, I'm coming, just a minute.
It's quite an experience. Makes New Year's Eve in Times Square look like a faculty tea. Actually, it's amazing how much that landscape across the river looks like the countryside along Sweden's Göta Canal. Warm sunlight, penetrating lush groves of trees, and the rich thick moss covering the dark.
Goosebumps I got. Hey, Vern, look at all the goosebumps. Better hurry up and look before they all go away. Too late. They're gone.
$3 even. Did you hear me, Wes? I said $3 even.
Yes, sir, $3 right. I'll get your gift stamps for you.
Look at them out there. The whole kit and caboodle of them's going to be as red as lobsters in 5 minutes. Burnt to a crisp.
Here, sir, is your change and gift stamps.
Modern generation. Parboiled generation. All of them's going to look like old, cracked, parched leather moccasins before they're 21 years old.
Thanks, sir. Come back.
Let them ask for them gift stamps. Don't be throwing them around all over the place.
Yeah, I wish there was something to do. Richie Masters and me, and we were gonna go to the show later on. Well, he's kind of a loudmouth and everything. He's always messing around. Take my bike out. Again. Well, see you later.
It's just about soaked through. And would you give me the shirt sometime? I'll sew that button on. Or do something with my hair.
Scandinavia?
Sweden. The Swedish people love music and their homes and their children and their food and the great outdoors. Who doesn't?
I'd like to know what happened to that big tire iron.
Social revolutions, political revolutions, economic revolutions, industrial revolutions, religious revolutions.
We need an industrial revolution around here. We're the only station in town that doesn't have a tire changer.
I'm so sick to death of hearing how the Laplanders are like the Sherpas, and the Sherpas are like the Australian Aborigines. They're like the Trobriand Islanders, who are like the Aleuts, who have a great deal in common with the Laplanders. Conclusion, everybody in this world is just like everybody else in the world.
You know what crossed me? His old man Scott doesn't know how lousy the tools are around here. I'm the one who has to do all the work.
Honey, he's gonna hear you.
Well, who cares? That darn guy leans around that gas pump all day griping about this and belly aching about that, and doggone, let me get to sound just like him. Let's get out of here.
Wes, we're always asking for time off, Mr. Stott. In fact, he's worked sometimes when he really should have been in bed.
Irene.
Oh, I know you're not sick very often, honey, but remember when he had pleurisy last winter?
Honey.
All right, now you know yourself. He was taped from here clear down to his tailbone.
Oh, boy.
All right, now remember that night at my house? He had to work here almost 12 hours and...
Look, honey, Mr. Stott isn't interested in my...
How much did that say over there?
$3.52.
Dear, I'm only trying to tell him.
They got a quart of oil, didn't they?
Yes, sir. I've already added that in.
All right, we hear you.
Yes, sir. Coming right up. Here you are, sir. Sorry.
Anyway, when he tried to get up to go, he couldn't even get out of the chair. I had to get my dad out of bed to help him. And even after all that, he was back here at work the next morning.
Thank you, sir. Come back again.
I bet you he didn't even say a word to you about it.
Look, Mr. Stott, I'm only going to be gone.
All right, go ahead and take off. I don't care. I don't blame you on a day like this. Take off for a week or a month. You can fly to the moon for all I care, as long as you get somebody to take your place.
Gee, it's kind of late, so who the heck am I going to get?
Anybody you want. I'm going home to lunch.
How about Tom?
No, I don't want him. He's no good. Wouldn't have a customer left. Bring that bunch of wild Indians up here thumping on those drums instead of pumping gas.
Here. Just put that on my bills and back to the cash register. And don't forget what I told you about that lube rack. You really have to lean on that hand. Go on.
Hi, where are you guys going?
Across the river.
Wheeler Lake. Hey, great. Can I go with you?
No.
Oh, gee, why not?
We want to be alone. Hey, Wes. What if somebody gives me a big bill and I don't have enough change? Get a change at Dobson. So long.
Hey, where are you going now? I mean, are you going straight to the lake?
No, we're going to go pick up some stuff at Irene's house.
Hey, great. Richie Masters lives right near there, doesn't he?
I don't even know who Richie Masters is. Hey, Wes. The drawer on that cash register is kind of bad about sticking, isn't it? Well, just punch the no-sell button a couple of times. If that doesn't work, just give it a good crack in the back.
The Masters live right around the corner from us.
Could you drop me off on your way to Irene's? It's right on the way.
Get in. Ready?
Yes.
Well, I finally got you, Mrs. Weber. Boys, your phone been busy all day. Is Mrs. Masters there?
Oh, I'm so glad you decided on the blue one. I think it fits you better.
Miss Masters, this is Wes McCauley, Howie's brother. It's a pleasure to meet you, too, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But Richie told me he'd be over there, and I dropped him and Howie off at the Deluxe. Well, I forgot to ask what time it gets out. I guess around dinner time. Hey, that'd be great. Well, I'm going to be gone a couple of hours, and if you could give Howie dinner, then... Yeah, well, I'm pretty proud of Howie myself. No, ma'am, I don't think Richie's wild. I mean, not any wilder than any other kid his age.
Mrs. Masters is a terrible talker. I served with her on the election board.
That's right. That's right. They all go through that phase. That's right. Thank you. Yes. Goodbye.
Honey,
Here you are, Wes. Take your pick. Of course, I prefer the bamboo myself, but maybe you like a glass rod better. I tell you, take them both, why don't you? I haven't had a chance to use half of this stuff. I just haven't had time. You know, a lot of people have the wrong idea about us fellas in real estate. I want to tell you something.
Daddy, it's 3 o'clock now, and it takes an hour and a half to get there.
We're all ready to go here.
Yeah, it's too bad. You can't stop off at Helen and Ed's.
Oh, I sure would like to, Mom, but...
They'd sure love to see you.
Well, it's been 2 months, 3 months.
Excuse me, you know, Ronnie's got another tooth, and Janice is coming right along with her piano. You know what? It'd really be nice. Well, of course, it's none of my business. You do what you want.
What, Mother?
Yeah, I know real estate's a darn good business, but... Boy, you sure got me fixed up fine, Mr. Hoff. Thanks.
Wait a minute, Wes, wait a minute. I'm looking for a special fly. No, I've got it here somewhere.
Well, I'll just go put this stuff over here by the door then.
Honey, listen, can you get Vern to work for you tomorrow?
What do you mean?
Well, we're getting such a late start here, and Mother was thinking maybe...
It's none of my business, Wes, but I thought maybe you could spend the night with Helen and Ed.
But it's right near the lake. We can get an early start that way and spend the whole day at the lake.
That sounds more like it to me. It doesn't make sense to go to all this trouble just for a couple of hours.
Well, I can call Vern, but what about Howie?
Well, when you talk to Vern, why don't you...
Howie is having dinner with the Masters. Why couldn't he just spend the night over there?
Well, then I'll have to call Mrs. Weber and see if Mrs. Masters is there. Can you take that, will you? I'll have to call Reb and see if I can get somebody to take care of my Sunday school class.
Mother, we don't know what Mrs. Masters' plans are for tonight.
Well, Howie is perfectly welcome to spend the night here.
Dad, listen, can you pick up
You know, you should call Mrs. Masters first, and you should ask her.
Okay. Wes, don't worry about Howie. We'll take care of it. I think I'll get down the cellar and look for that fly. Here's a tackle box. Oh, Wes. Here's a house that's been a real little gold mine. I've sold that thing 3 times already. I'll be back in a minute.
Well, things are working out just fine. If you're going to be seeing Helen, you can take a new curtains to her. Take me just a few minutes to finish putting the ruffles on him.
I better pack a bag.
Yeah.
Now, look, lady, I know every town within 500 miles of here, and I never heard of Johnson's Run. Never been there and don't know how to get there. Vern, answer that stupid phone. Ring, ring, ring. Oh, one of these days, so help me, Hannah, I'm going to rip that doggone thing out by the roots. And we're all out of free maps.
What am I doing tomorrow? Shoot, I'm not even sure I'm going to make it through today. No, I don't mind the work. It's all this fooling around with these sticky old gift stamps and answering darn fool questions.
Darn ignorant public, always wanting something for nothing. Sitting there in their overstuffed seats. And I have to check the battery and check the air and check the water. Where the devil is the oil stick on this? No good. The oil's okay.
My hand's nearly all cramped up from writing out these credit card things. I don't mind writing and I don't mind working, but I don't much like doing them at the same time.
Vern! Get off of that! All right, there's another station down the street. Can't you see we're busy? Go on, now get out of here! Vern! Get off of that doggone phone and get to work so we can get rid of some of these darn people. Hey, where do you think you're going? All the same to you, you big overgrown... Vern! Vern! Oh, beep yourself. I've only got 2 hands, you know. Oh, come on. Let's go. Get to work. Let's go.
I'll take the bamboo one, and we'll see who gets the biggest fish, okay? Who's running?
Ronnie!
Oh, the little kid!
Oh, great!
Oh, boy.
Ed, for heaven's sakes, what did you do? Lock yourself out? Honestly, I don't know if it's me or the dress. Hello?
Hi.
Oh, no, of all times. Oh, but come on in. Well, please, don't look at this house. It's an absolute mess.
Honey, would you see if you can do something with this
I
zipper?
brought your curtains. Oh, nice. Wes, just dump them over there on the table. You can find room. Honestly, I'm so embarrassed about... You know, I can have this place as spick and span as the White House, and no one ever drops by. But just as soon as... While you're at it, Wes, would you do me a big favor and turn off the washer? Oh, still, I'm sorry. Out on the back porch. You just pull the knob on the right and turn the dial all the way over to the left. Will you hold still a second? I'm sorry. Oh, gee, honey, I wish I'd have known that you and Wes were... Well, even if I had, it wouldn't have done any good, because... There. Oh, dear, thanks. Ed's brother, you know, the one in California? Well, he's been given this new territory, and... Oh, honey, would you do me a big favor and pick up some of that stuff on the couch? Well, it doesn't do you any good to have Wes thinking that bad housekeeping runs in the family. Well, anyway, Ed's brother's over in Parkersburg for a few hours, so the whole family's getting together at the hotel for dinner. All right, Eddie, hold your horses. Wes, would you please run out and tell Ed I'll be there in a second?
Sure.
Oh, are you and Wes just dropping by, or can you stay over? Well, we thought we'd go to Willow Lake tomorrow. We'll have a nice long breakfast and talk, huh? Well, you know where everything is, blankets and towels and everything. Well, how do I look? Does my foot show? No, we haven't been out just ages. And Ed's brother is doing so well. Assistant sales manager for this big... well, he belongs to a country club and everything. Oh, thanks. Well, I'll tell you all about it at breakfast. Well, have a good time. Oh, if you're hungry, food's still on the stove. Hope you can find a clean dish. Bye.
You okay?
Oh, Mrs. Hughes, she's taking care of the kids. I know they'll be perfectly okay, but if you want to check later on, the number's on the pad by the phone. Oh, and don't wait up for us. We won't be back before 2:30 or 3, I hope. Well, bye.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
Do you have a pen?
Huh?
I want to see if I can hear it fall. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. What?
You think you can stand them?
My future in-laws?
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
What about the one you're going to get?
Hi, where are you guys going? Can I go with you? Why can't I go with you? When can I go with you? What are you going to do?
You know what?
What?
We haven't eaten a thing since breakfast.
I know.
Come on, let's see what's in the kitchen.
All right.
Why, you wouldn't believe what a housekeeper Helen used to be. Almost fanatical. Oh, if Mother could see this kitchen, she would have a fit. Marriage sure changes people.
Gee, I'm sure sorry we missed seeing all your nieces and nephews.
Me too. Ronnie just got his first tooth. Helen says he's about as bright as a button. You know, he can't really say Aunt Irene yet. So what he says is, oh, you. Hey, I just realized something.
What?
We have the whole house to ourselves.
Until 2:30 or 3. I hope.
Of course, I guess that's only funny when you're taking zoology and from Professor Halpern. But it really had the whole class just in stitches.
Did you make these?
Huh?
These pot holders.
Oh, for heaven's sake, I made those for a Browning project. Oh, 10 years ago. Aren't they awful? They don't leave things like that around the house.
How come you use your initials, not your full name?
I don't know. I guess I got tired of cutting out letters. Took the shortest way out. The project lasted 3 years.
I remember one time when I was in Scouts, what do you want to do with that frying pan?
Oh, just leave it there to soak. I'd better start on the living. I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, it's okay. I can see fine.
No. Put everything right in here.
What do you want to do tonight?
What?
I mean, watch TV or...
I
or
know.
talk? No, what I meant was... that
I know. If Helen doesn't have any more clean sheets than she does dishes, that...
How long was you in the Navy?
4 years. Looked I was overseas.
It's a long time. We've been going together a year now?
13 months.
I'll get the lights.
Better leave one on.
Nice thing about Helen Ed is they use their house for living in. Better having a fouled-up house than having fouled-up kids.
Well, there's nothing fouled up about these kids. They're about the healthiest, loudest, happiest bunch I've ever seen.
Everybody seems to go in these family rooms these days, so it sounds like a good deal.
Yeah. Well, they all have this beat-up old furniture that looks terrible, but it's so comfortable. They can't get rid of it. We can have a den. Put everything in there, let the kids jump around.
Yeah, these family rooms sound like a good deal. I'd like to have a place I can crawl off to. You know, bring a lot of work home. I mean, a lawyer doesn't stop working when he leaves the office.
Oh, I know. You're going to have some place where you can get away from the kids when you have to. You're just going to have a den.
Well, I don't exactly mean a den. Just a place I could have my, you know, my desk and maybe a small file cabinet and a bookcase.
We could have a den right off our bedroom, like Betty and Dave Haskins.
Yeah, that'd keep the kids out of my hair while I'm working.
Especially if we do what they've done. There's only one entrance, and you have to go through the bedroom and the bath to even get to it.
Yeah, the only trouble with that is it'll end up being your dressing room instead of my den.
No, it won't, I promise.
Oh, yeah, you'll have nightgowns and petticoats and slips and all over the desk, and every time I look in a drawer, you find it full of cold cream and curlers and lipsticks. Try that starter, will you, honey?
No, it won't. I'm not even going to go in there to clean. I don't want to be blamed for losing important notes and papers and things. You can just let things pile up to your heart's content, and I'm not going to say a word.
No, not much. Wes, you're going to have to do something about that den of yours. You've been promising me for weeks, and I can't stand it.
No, I won't.
Okay, honey, hold it.
It's getting colder.
Yeah. Boy, I hope we can find some place that's got some room around it. I hate to see kids all cooped up in a backyard. You know, someplace outside of town with an acre or two of ground around so the kids can... Doggone it, Irene, it's 10 years from now if we're lucky. More like 15.
Wes?
We can't possibly get married for at least 4 years, maybe 6, maybe...
Honey.
4 or 5 more years of school, and it gets rougher, and it takes more time and...
Honey.
And how much longer can I go on pretending to be some kind of a machine and not a human being?
I love you.
I'll give it one more try.
After this message, a few scenes from next week's It's a Man's World.
Now, what I want you to do is do what Vern and Tom Tom tell you to do, and don't give them a bad time, okay?
Oh, thank you. Everybody's a pup in the wall.
I'm sorry you can't come along, Will. What do you mean he's glad to get rid of us? Yeah, give me a chance to get caught up on that back lane I got to do on poli-sci.
Johnny Burback, how could you be so mean? I told you you'd be sorry for abandoning that machine.
not so much as a fare thee well.
Excuse me, Mr. Stout, I gotta take off for a while.